Real trimming up here I'm going to do is this where it's sticking over like an inch. I'll trim that up ever so slightly. Saving all that skin in our skin bucket here. I got a piece of fat hanging out on the meat. I'll trim that off. That's your duck breast. Now, since we're going to render this off, look how thick. You guys see how thick that skin is? Yeah. That's pretty fatty, right? So I need to get rid of some of that fat before I cook it, or just you're going to be chewing through this meat. So I need to score the fat so it releases the fat from the underside while I'm doing this in a low heat pan. So I just want to gently score. I don't want to cut into the meat. If I cut into the meat, it's going to start cooking the meat when I do this. So just to that point, before I hit that meat, I'm going to score this. And I'm going to do this like, pretend I'm putting grill marks on here. I'm going to go one way, and I'm going to come back the other way, and at an angle. Because some of this is for appearance as well. If I just cut it straight up, it's not going to look as nice. So I cut it in there like I'm giving it grill marks. About every inch or so. Take your time here. I don't want you to cut in the meat. I'm going to get overcooked. Overcooked duck is terrible. To put it lightly, it's tough, chewy, and doesn't taste like a whole lot. So I went one way, back the other way. I'm going to get them in my cold pan. You guys can do about 3 of these in the pan at a time. Don't start the pan heating up until you get all 3 of them in there, though, because it's got to be a cold pan. So I'll fabricate this guy off real quick. Chef, how's it going? Hey, Chef.
I'm gonna run out your door, okay, Chef?
All right.
I'm sorry, Dennis,
All right.
but I got it for you. Okay.
Oh, I want the recipe.
That's what I'm talking about. I got it for you.
All right. Our thing is that buttermilk biscuits was one of their specialties. I want a good buttermilk biscuit recipe.
All right. So I'm doing the same thing here. I'm just following that keel bone all the way down until I hit the ribs. Do this one a little bit quicker. Okay. How do you guys think I'm going to get the leg and the thigh out there?
Just cut it.
Across the joint.
Across the joint. That's it. Not really an oyster on this guy. Don't have to worry about that.
These are more the domesticated ducks, the Aflac.
And this is the white Peking.
Right, yeah, the Aflac duck that doesn't do a whole lot of flying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Quick question, Chef. What's the point of the oyster that's extra flavor? Or
Yeah, it's extra flavor. Once again, it's like why waste meat?
Let's just give it to a dog.
Give it to the dog. But no, it's a very flavorful piece of meat. It's very juicy and tender. It doesn't get a whole lot of work. So it's a very tender piece of meat. And it's still dark meat, so it's got all that fat in there. It's a tender piece of dark meat, which is not usually what you get. Yeah, because usually the dark meat's got a lot of connective tissue in it because it does a lot of work. This piece of dark meat just happens to not get a lot of work in.
This is the kind of equivalent to cheap meats and
Similar idea. Cheap meat's usually like in fish or beef or something. It's quite literally the meat that's up by the cheeks, just below the brain, and it's got a lot of fat. Same idea. Yeah, it's a very fatty piece of meat that doesn't get a whole lot of work. Similar idea, absolutely. Skin.
Is there a bigger risk for salmonella in ducks too?
Not really. No.
Okay.
That's why we can eat ducks at medium rare.
Okay. Okay.
Just chickens.
Nasty animals.
just a variety of meat.
Just the variety that we. Yeah.
I've actually
That makes
not cooked the
perfect
chicken all
sense
the
because
way.
they said that Japanese chickens
that?
don't get it. I mean,
Not
like,
cook the
that's
chicken breast all the way.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, it was
Yeah,
okay, but
It's
You get the
retarded,
right
right?
breed of chicken, it's
Yeah.
not a problem.
What about the organic chickens?
Nope, still not. Still get salmonella.
The breed, it's not
It's the breed, yeah. It's not
Okay.
how they treat it.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, so once again, I'm going to score this.
Still, it has to be something like that, bro.
I think so.
I mean,
It's funny, in France, the fighter squadrons, a lot of them have roosters as their mascots.
Oh, really?
And like, okay, so you're fighter is a chicken.
Right.
Or cocky.
So skin side down. Okay, I'm rendering off the fat here, so I'm not cooking this. So I'm going to put this under fairly low heat, about 10-15 minutes. Then I'll get it into my marinade.
Ah, you're fucking killing me, bro.
I'll show you how to pull the legs off of here. So just like I do the chickens, I'll kind of pop that joint out.
So tomorrow we can do this as a team? That's basically what you want us to do?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So since you're fabricating